Jiffy Lube, we won't keep you in the...
Test miles, like NASCAR, but with one right turn. Testmiles.com.
Jen telling me I need to be on the radio because we've already started. I was like, all right, Jen, calm down. Calm yourself down, Jen.
Our conversations between segments are more interesting.
Yeah, too, but they're also illegal. Staying connected with the automotive world, you're listening to our little car show called Test Miles.
Good morning. First fun fact of the day is the New York International Auto Show has been held since 1900, but the international part of the name didn't arrive until 1956.
Right, there you go. It wasn't international because they didn't have cars from all over the world. All right, Sean, what have you been driving this week?
I've been driving the Honda HRV EXL, Green Car Journalist 2016 Green SUV of the Year. Has a 7-inch touchscreen screen on it, Honda Lane Watch, multi-angle rear-view cameras, 1.8-liter VTEC engine, which is only 141 horsepower, but for this little vehicle, it's plenty. Comes in front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, gets 27 miles and 35 on the highway. Its competitors are the Chevy Trax and Mazda CX-3. Some of the good things that I really enjoyed about this car is that the interior, it's different from what Hondas usually have done. It's a little stylish, and I actually enjoy it. And if you put the seats completely down, including the front seat, you have almost 8 feet of cargo room in there, which for a little vehicle, that's a lot. They're showing you could get almost a little kayak in this little car. So it's a great little car if you're looking for a little SUV. Starting price is $19,215. Top it out, you can get up in the high $26,000. But I like it for a little SUV.
Yeah, it did really well on the road, but I did take it on the snow a lot, once, and it wasn't as good as I had hoped it would have been. All right, we are talking about the fact that I spent the last week in California. I got to put my mum and dad on Fox. I got to go to Disneyland. I got to go to the safari down in San Diego Zoo and learn all about the animals and how to keep them, and it was all thanks to the new Chrysler Pacifica, which is their brand new car. The Chrysler Pacifica is about creating more memories for the family. It's about precious moments. And of course, Chrysler invented the segment in 1984. I found an old Chrysler commercial, Dodge Chrysler commercial for the very first minivan in 1984. And they talk about the breaking all the rules with this brand new vehicle. They've been breaking the rules for well over 30 years, and Matt McAllister is joining us on the phone from Chrysler. Matt, do people still want minivans?
Absolutely. When we did more research than we've ever done in any other vehicle we've ever produced, and one thing was loud and clear: there's no better vehicle or tool for today's modern family. And they were looking for a new generation of vans, and that's why we reinvented the whole segment with the new Pacifica.
And one of the things I thought was interesting is I was reading government research recently, and it looks like we're going to have an explosion of kids in the next few years. I think up to 75% more under 13-year-olds are going to be around by 2025. So people are going to need those third rows. Is that kind of one of the ideas behind it?
They are. The research we did, the same stuff. It shows 4 million kids between now and 2025, and with the millennial generation coming into parenthood, these are the kids that grew up in minivans through the 80s and 90s, and they understand what they are. They know that they're the great vehicle with sliding doors. You don't have to worry about door dings in the parking lot. You don't have to worry about jumping over that second row to get to the third row. It just makes life easier, and they're looking for something new, and we're going to give it to them.
One of the things that I was very interested in, of course, you guys Chrysler invented the Stow and Go seats in this, but you've improved them for the 2017 version, right?
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite features. I've had Town and Countries in the driveway for 6 years with 2 small children, and this new generation of Stow and Go, we're still the only van in the segment that has the second row that folds flat into the floor. We made a very easy folding mechanism this time to get them in quicker and get them out quicker, but we also have easy tilt, which in the past, if you had the car seat installed in that second row, you had to shimmy around it to get through the middle seat or climb over it or take it out, which is very difficult a lot of times after you put those things in. So now you can leave the car seat installed and the second row tilts forward to get access to the third row. which is also great when you do have the optional 8-seat that goes in the second row in the middle. So easy access to the second and third row.
One of the things I really did enjoy about the vehicle, and I'm a Durango, I've been a Durango owner, so I've had a similar system in the back, is these flip up and flip down screens that kind of go into the back of the driver and passenger seat up front. These are 10-inch screens, and you pack them with stuff to keep the kids all calm and quiet during the long journey, didn't you?
Absolutely. Everyone's had DVD players for many years now, and so we took a next step. So what's the next generation? And we really gave a true theater package for the rear occupants. They're dual 10.1-inch high-definition touchscreens. We have 8 games that are embedded for the kids, from tic-tac-toe and bingo to math, flashcards, to an Are We There Yet app. So if you have a destination programmed in the GPS up front, instead of the kids always asking how much longer do we get there, they can simply follow along and see what time they'll be at their destination and how many more miles to go. So it's, we coupled that with a USB video port, 2 HDMI inputs, wireless headphones, 2 Bluetooth touchpad remotes, USB charging ports. We even wireless streaming. If you have data on your tablet or your phone and you want to see it on the screens, you can wirelessly stream it up to those, so you don't have to hold it the whole time on the road trip. One
of the things that many people may not know is Chrysler did well with initial quality, and the initial quality awards you've had have been over the last 15 consecutive initial quality awards, but the last 3 years you've had some bests as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we've beat Honda and Toyota the last 3 years, and as you said, this is a segment that we invented. Well, we're very proud of it. We'd had 78 segment firsts over our first 5 generation of minivans, and with this generation alone, we bring nearly 50% of that, 37 segment firsts. We've had the highest owner loyalty for 15 years, as you said. The last 3 years running highest initial quality standard rating. So it's what we're known for, and I think this is really going to set everybody on end and bring them something new and fresh, something that they haven't seen like this before.
So, as a current owner of a 2006 Pacifica, why the name Pacifica for this vehicle?
Well, when we stood back and we did the research, as we said, everybody wanted something fresh and different, and we didn't want them to think that this was the same old minivan, that this was just new colors and new wheels and new trims. This is an entirely new architecture from the ground up, designed specifically for this model as well as the hybrid model that we're bringing out later this year. And it is such a drastic improvement. We almost twice as stiff and stiffer than any vehicle in its segment. Best in class horsepower, comfort link, independent rear suspension. This handles and drives like nothing else it ever has in the minivan segment. So when you start something that drastically different and fresh, it needed a new name. And when we looked in, you can always pick one fresh, or you can look back into the archives and grab one from our past. And Pacifica was a game changer when it was introduced. It was arguably the first CUV in the marketplace, and this is kind of a game changer as it reinvents the segment. It still had great recognition in the marketplace, and it was just a perfect fit.
Now, you talked about having all those new firsts in a minivan. How many firsts does the new Pacifica have in this class?
37 segment firsts. So, we invented segment first, kind of like dual sliding doors and dual power sliding doors, and now we have hands-free dual sliding doors. So if you have your hands full, simply kick your foot underneath the sliding doors or the liftgate with the key fob in your pocket or purse, and the doors will open for you.
A couple more questions for you, Matt. Honda put their vacuum in the back, but you decided to put your vacuum in the second row.
Honda arguably was the first to market with it, but we did a lot of research and said, if we're going to do it, how do we take it to the next level, kind of like the theater package? And all the research said, hey, all the dirt's up in the second row where the kids spend most of their time. So we gave we partnered with Rigid, who is arguably the leader in home shop vacs, and we gave it a retractable hose that reaches the entire vehicle, gave it easy access attachments, and then we've even put a secondary hose in the back that if you want, you can plug it in or attach it, and you can clean the boat that's hooked up on the trailer, or your husband or wife's car in the garage. And then we gave it an easy bin that when you get all the dirt in there, you take it out, empty it, throw it in the dishwasher, and put it back in. So just try to make everything simple.
Matt, thank you for your time this morning. We're very excited about this minivan, and my parents went to sleep on the way back from Disneyland, and I have pictures posted on the Facebook page. It'll be in dealers soon, and the starting price is just over $28,000. Look forward to seeing it in dealers. Coming up next on Test Miles, we're going to be talking about the New York Auto Show, some of the surprises, some of the new cars, and some of the oohs and ahs. We'll be telling you all about them next on Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.